How to control your anger. Something ticks you off. You get angry, your heart races up, you clench your fists, and then you vent out your anger on something or someone nearby. But once the heat settles and you return to your senses, you are left with nothing but regret. Then you swear it won't happen again. Yet somehow, you're back in the same cycle of anger and remorse. Sounds familiar, right? So, if you want to get out of this loop, if you do not want to ruin your relationships because of your anger issues, do not skip a word of this video. Because I'm going to share some really great tips to help control your anger. It's not as difficult as you think. Even a rubber band can do the trick. Yeah, you will discover that in the last tip I'll share with you. And what else can do the trick is this bell icon. By clicking it, you'll stay updated on all the fantastic ways I'll be sharing to help you improve yourself. This is YoungNow, and let's do this. Don't take things personally. How many times have you found yourself letting anger build up because you took something personally? You, me, and everyone else. All of us have issues. That's completely normal. Everyone alive right now is facing some problems on their own. But the trouble starts when you start taking on other people's problems as your own. Now, sure, sometimes someone might be aiming their words directly at you, and you think, well, that's personal and I need to react. Right? Wrong. You see, this is the approach that most people follow when anyone in general says something that's not so nice, and they take it personally. That's something I used to do, but I don't do that anymore, because, think about it. If I don't know someone and their opinion is not of value to me, why should their words upset me? Another way to look at it is that if someone disagrees with you, it's not personal. They're not disagreeing with you. They just don't agree with some of your ideas. Same goes for the feedback at work, on hobbies, or on anything else you do. You need to remember that when something that's said to you ticks you off, it is not directed to who you are as a person. It's about what you said or did at that particular moment. Be aware of your body. I remember when I was 12. I came home from school totally wound up. I stormed into my room, chucked everything around, and then went off on my sibling for taking my PlayStation without permission. Then, my granny showed up with some food and dropped this wisdom bomb on me. Kid, you're not angry. You're just hungry. Back then, I was like, what's hunger got to do with being mad? But now, looking back at it, after dealing with a ton of situations, it totally makes sense. Sometimes, in fact, most of the time, you are not angry. You are something else. Maybe hungry, tired, stressed, or even just too warm. All of this can keep agitating you. So, say you're hungry. Suddenly you're like, ugh, I'm feeling so on edge. And then, naturally, you link it to something and start brewing a whole story. Before you know it, you're all worked up over nothing. But if you had a decent snack, you might not have gotten so mad over the same thing. Believe me, it's possible. That's why it's key to understand what's going on inside your body and be mindful. Say it. I find this one really, really difficult, I must tell you. But when I got my hands on it, it was a life changer for me. So, when you understand your body, as I mentioned earlier, let those around you know what's going on inside you. Imagine you get back from work and are too exhausted, and then your husband or wife says, "We need to have a talk." But if you know you get angry when you are tired, don't get into that conversation and let them know what's going on inside you. Get some rest first. I'd rather not step in the office on an empty stomach, even if it means having breakfast while driving. I know that's dangerous, but me in the office with an empty stomach? Well, let's just say that's not a fun thing either. Well, back to the point. Understanding your body is not enough. The real deal is to respond according to your body. If you are anxious or if you are feeling a certain way, instead of lashing out at others, say it. I know it's difficult. Our behavioral patterns don't let us express ourselves, especially when we are angry. But you need to change these patterns, and I know you can do it. Let go. Let go when someone cuts you in traffic. Let go when someone taunts you. Let go when things don't go your way. But why is letting go so hard? Let's say you planned to hit the party at 9, but you got stuck in traffic. You got frustrated. And when someone tried to cut you, it wasn't enough to set you off. Why? Because you had something to do, and you couldn't do it for a reason that's not even your fault. So, letting go can be a bit hard. You must accept that things don't always go your way, and people don't always do what you want them to. So, when you stop expecting things to go your way, I guess this would be a milestone in your anger management journey. It can be a powerful step. Distract your mind. Now, these tips will certainly help you tame your anger. But of course, you can't master them with the blink of an eye. It takes time to stop taking things personally. It takes time to understand your body, and it takes time to let go. But you can't just watch and let your anger consume you. No, you have to distract your mind. Say, for example, the conversation is going the wrong way. What you should do is to leave the place. You can save yourself and others a lot of trouble by just leaving the place that triggers you. Now, if you leave yourself alone, you would still want to go back and vent out. So you need to distract yourself. Maybe your favorite music playlist, maybe a movie, your friends, your favorite food, a small yoga session, or anything that you know can help distract your mind. But of course, sometimes you do not have an option to leave, like in a meeting or class, or if you are traveling. Maybe your coworker copied your idea in a presentation. Maybe your classmates messed with you. What should you do in such situations? Hold your hands tight. It will do the trick. Maybe a rubber band, which I told you about earlier. By snapping a rubber band, you can actually let some of that anger out. The point is that you've got to confuse your mind, which means that you have to trick yourself to keep yourself away from lashing out at someone. You don't have to do this whole day. It's just a few seconds or minutes, and after that, you won't be as angry as you were before. Try this and you'll find that whatever was ticking you off won't last long. All right, YoungNow fam, that wraps up our discussion on how you can control your anger. Remember, anger is a natural emotion, but managing it effectively can truly change your life and what you do in it. Oh, and how do you control or try to control your anger? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Do you want to become the best possible version of yourself? Who doesn't, right? Well then, hit that bell icon right there for amazing tips and strategies on self-improvement you won't find anywhere else. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.
打撃だ。叩き潰す。それが目的なんだろ。俺が守る。